want to know how many times I feel this, and I wonder why, but guess what? I know why. And this is totally, really liberating to say this information to you, because once you know, you're going to be like, aha, why didn't I notice this before? Okay, you know how many people that drive by, they got this mindset, kind of, that they got programmed in a way, but at least they're kind of, not say evolved into, say, situations of driving. We evolved into that state, kind of generation upon generation, kind of adapted through the cycle of our soul, you know, to be familiar with. Now, when somebody, say, looks at somebody, immediately, most people do judge. So then, upon that judgment, so sometimes when they're not looking at me, when they're going by, I can even tell if somebody's actually focusing on me or not. And my eyes will like swing all of a sudden, lock onto their eyes, right? I tell when somebody's actually looking at me or not, and their intention behind it. And to be totally honest, people just look at me and they judge me because I look like something not from around here. Okay? So, the thing is, sometimes I get happy feelings. There's happy surges of people. And sometimes they, you know, smile and, you know. But the thing is I'm not really reacting because it doesn't change my mood, you know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is that it puts things into perspective when you can actually look at the situation in a different way, that when we pick up the thought, it's just imagine, you're basically not hiding from anything then. So all the realness that's within everybody else, it'll be able to be picked up, so then you'll know who that or why they do that or why they're that way. You know, once you get into depth, but not into depth, you can just see the problem that's in everybody's mind, right? And it's quite literally in our mind that we have all the power within everything that we do as mankind, right? We do a lot of things. And yes, it costs money to do something in this time and space and reality right now. And guess what? That with our ability that we know how to utilize money and do things with it, what is stopping us? To be totally honest, is that all these people got to get on board with something that is going to be like they're all agreeing on, something that it's outside of the box, where you don't have plastic, you don't have anything artificial. You get box or baskets you'll use every day, and it's meant to kind of last, you know, so that there is no little disposable bags all the time. So it's like this flow, you know what I mean? And the things that we need to use, we utilize, but we're not producing more and just letting it go to waste. Now, can't you see why mankind doesn't realize that, in a way, for mankind's health to be better, if we make things that last, make less of them, we use them, not be selfish with them, you'll see how much time and energy we actually wasted by trying to compete with other people just to make money. We're not making ourselves happy by doing that. We put the money to embrace who we are in the fact of it all. With that on the scope of it, which we haven't been looking at, because guess what? They've been trying in their best interest to keep you constantly buying into new things. That doesn't make you happy, but that's why it doesn't make you happy, because you're not doing this for your own generation or happiness. To be totally honest, it's got to be above the fact that you delivered it, like a day off. All the people want to do is have fun. Drive on these boats, right? You're having fun. Get on boats. Because they didn't have the freedom. But yet they're controlled doing something for something, not for them, right? That basically hinders their life, and they all bitch and complain about it, right? And everybody in the world, even the politics, they're like, everything's going crazy. Like Slim Shady, or I think the girl's going crazy, or something. Like, there was this little girl in that rap song, like, you know what I mean? And I remember that a long time ago. You know what I mean? Some people know what I mean about that. And then, dude, I'm remembering so much stuff. The thing is, though, we like to attach ourselves to the truth of everything within it. To figure that problem out is the key to our solution. Because without that to be the solution of, right, we're not giving that solution up to itself, right? Because we're not, if we were, what would take place is everybody would be in on something, but make it happen, not just this little cutoff, and it falls short of happening every time, right? It's that little cutoff, but yet this co-creative reality, universe saying, yes, it exists, and I already know this, I already know that all this exists, you know what I mean? Tapping into the existence, which I could show you everything. You know, and all these things would say take time or to get evolved into a way of being that way, that we're thinking more prioritized about things, which I am now. That is the way to go about it, in a way of that we're, you know, stable with it, and after that point, like getting all the wells, everything else, you know, all this stuff going on this, we can put it to the fact of itself, because we don't have to be our hindrance to the fact of ourselves, because we can't put our teamwork together ultimately, because this system has that control. It's so finite, we want to escape from any control, right? But we can't take back control without control, and that control needs to come from the heart to take it back with us. Now that's what love is, what would actually the real thing to be done, right? Now the thing is I just explained it. But the purpose of who we are and what we live for, we know that in an inner sense, and it drives us to this, of this degree of what I'm talking about. So remember, to take back control, you need to control, but guess what? What you're controlling is making it better. What you're controlling inside your mind. If you have a clear mind and everything is working in heaven and harmony, it's going to control that in heaven and harmony, rather than a lower form of itself that we want to rise above, but yet we're in a mundane job. So many jobs will get created. More things saying, oh, more money, more money. No, the money is making more of bullshit, right, in your reality, that you're not seeing. If you took that damn money, put it into something worthwhile, not this propaganda, good time in a world that is finite and controlled in a way that we can't use our money outside of it to be within something new of it that we're not doing yet. Because that's all I want to explain for today, that we really got to truly use our everything we got, you know. It's like the seed of the soul. When my seed of the soul goes to my pineal gland, that's where we're supposed to be, especially men. And then women are supposed to carry the feminine. And without that being in my life, it can't balance me out. Then I'm too masculine, see, without a girl. So, and with her being out without that, she's too vulnerable and susceptible. So that's why people, now listen, that's why people risked their lives for the girl, stood up for the girl, because of what that was that they seen in them. Because they know that trait of them. And then the girls know this trait of men. But that's how it works. And we got to acknowledge that, though. And then, both, yeah, it's still going. I was just freaking out. Because that was just fucking monumental stuff here. See my knowledge? I can't hide from me. I'm not going to. I embrace it every day. For free, it. Without it being for free, my knowledge couldn't get there. See? That's why it's so important to not like let go. You don't have to let go of anything, a thought or anything. What it is it's a deeper sense within your brain that you'll find in a time of where you're distraught. If you have all of a sudden this shift to realize that upon the happiness, because they're always separated until they combine, then it like cancels it out completely. But you have this enlightenment where it doesn't affect you anymore, and you're choosing the will of your reality, and then it happens. And that's overcoming the barriers of this world and the density and all the programming around you and little people do here and there, but basically it's your own co-creative experience that you did create, which lasts, you know what I mean? From your soul in eternity, because that was from you, of what your soul did, of who you are. So you're gonna favor that rather than all the shit that was meaningless at the end of the day. Like, you will seriously realize that. So holy moly, you know that this is a hell of a video. Oh yeah.